How's your car?
Good.
Hey, Ben, the only kind of trend questions I'm asked about are the difference between the spoiler and the wing at this track, and then the possibility of green-white checker at this track. That's come up with a couple guys. Okay, we're continuing on with our driver media availability. Jeff Gordon has returned, driver the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet, currently fourth in points. Jeff, your thoughts about your return to Pocono?
Well, we're certainly looking forward to it. This track is a very challenging racetrack, always has been, and so you learn about where you're at aerodynamically, horsepower, setups, driver, all those good things. But cars felt fantastic today, and I'm excited about our weekend. I feel like this is the best car that we've had here in Pocono in a while. So that's certainly good news for us, and hopefully we all put on a great race. Looking for the weather to hold out for us, but so far so good.
We'll roll right into questions. Again, as courtesy, state your name and affiliation. We'll start with David Newton over here.
I think instead you're going to be Dave Newton.
Oh, yeah. All right. Go ahead and start.
Mike Coons, Pocono Record. Jeff, will you talk a little bit about the parity of the series right now, and what teams in your mind do you feel have kind of earned the right as the teams to beat?
That is a good question, because you come off of a big race weekend like we just had at the 600 and the All-Star event, and the two-car, wins both those races. So, of course, immediately everybody's going to jump on the two-car bandwagon as the team to beat. But, I still think that you've got the 48 and the 11, maybe the 18. Those cars seem to be really good. I still think because of the parity that you mentioned, it's still too early to really tell who really has got it. But I think it's an exciting season for NASCAR in the Cup Series because I think there are a lot of teams that can win this championship this year, and I think that as we go each and every year through the chase and the Sprint Cup Championship with the new point system, the momentum of who comes on strong at the right times seems to be so crucial. And I guess that's why I just can't ever count the 48 out, because they just seem to find a way to get it. Even if they lose it, they seem to get it back at the right times. And for us, I feel like we need to gain a little bit of momentum because we need to get a win or two. And I know that as soon as we do, then all of a sudden everybody will be on our wagon. But the two car, Kurt's a great driver and Penske's a great organization, so I wouldn't count them out, but I also wouldn't make them the favorite right as of yet.
Okay, we got Newt and then Bob.
Yeah, David Newton, ESPN.com. Jeff, Jimmy kind of gave his baby plans with the backup driver and all. Have you got any similar plans, backup driver, and what might happen?
Man, I'm on baby number 2. You don't make all those plans on baby. Our first time around, we went through it, and it was a little bit different for us because Ella was breech for a good portion of the pregnancy, and there becomes a certain stage where the doctors kind of tell you, I don't think they're going to change, and so you start to schedule things based on a C-section, and so that's what we did, and when you do that, they do it early, so you pretty much can plan. And that's how it worked for us. We had Mark Martin actually was my backup plan for Sonoma, and that's all we did was just plan for Sonoma. We didn't really plan for anything else. If it happened any other weekend, Ingrid and myself talked about it, and if I got the call, if it was on a Friday or Saturday, I would leave. If I'm in the race, I'm going to run the race and miss it. So I'm a big believer in what's meant to happen is going to happen, and so you go with that. And so the second time around, more than likely we're probably going to do a C-section again because she had one the first time. The doctor recommends that, and we'll plan a little bit, not quite what Jimmy's going through, and we're not ready to really talk about who those individuals are on our list and what tracks they are. But as soon as we do know or confirm any of that, we'll let you know. But more than likely, it'll probably just be one weekend for us that we'll have somebody on standby. And again, more than likely, it would just be, it would just be if it happened prior to the race. Yeah, early mid-August.
Bob.
Bob Parker, SceneDaily.com. Can you talk about the Watkins Glen test? First, what you think of the track, and second, I heard you got into Ambrose's car. Can you talk about what you had to do?
Nothing gets by you, does it?
Oh, didn't get by somebody else. So how many hoops did you have to go through, and what was it like just going into a different?
Sure. Well, first on the track, basically what they did with the track was they added these runoff areas. We've always had the gravel pits there, and cars get stuck in them, especially through the inner loop. I mean, it was to me a fantastic move to add that paved runoff there. It's going to save a lot on cautions. If somebody gets off there, you're not going to have these long cautions that we've had there in the past, and they've put them in several other areas. So I think it's fantastic. Plus, they've added some new rumble strips up off the corners that surprisingly you could run on more than I thought you were going to be able to. So it adds an interesting aspect to it. Other than that, I didn't really see any changes to the track, so I'm pretty sure that's what you meant. I learned two things, there at the test. One is that it's not, when Marcus Ambrose goes really fast to the road courses, it's not his race car. He's fast. He's just really fast. He got in my car, went fast. I got in his car, went slow. So, it just was basically, that Marcus is fast and that we've got really good power. That's what I learned.
We'll go to the back to Chuck, and we'll come back here in the middle.
The hoops, we each called our manufacturers to verify to make sure that was okay. And in a test situation, to gather a little bit of information. Chevys haven't been, at least our Chevys haven't been as good as we felt like they need to be. So, just gathering information and plus I like Marcos. He's a good guy and a heck of a road course racer.